Trust, serving Micronesia since 1938. Matson, celebrating 25 years of commitment to Guam, Micronesia, and the CNMI. Cars Plus Hyundai, home of the Kona electric vehicle, an electric heart with an SUV soul. Test drive yours today at Cars Plus. McDonald's of Guam, I'm Loving It, and King's Restaurant, serving your local breakfast, lunch, and dinner favorites for over 45 years.
Starting now on Guam's news leader, a local immigration lawyer says federal law enforcement does have the authority to stop those entering illegally to Guam from the CNMI. Plus, several line up with their pets at the Mongmong Totomaiti Mayor's office for day one of the SNP program. And from protecting our borders to maritime enforcement, Guam recognizes Coast Guard Day. These stories and much more right now on KUAM News Primetime. Good evening, Guam and Hafaday. I'm Jason Salas. Thank you so much for watching Primetime on this Thursday evening. We are glad you could join us, and these are tonight's top stories. Well, federal authorities do have the power to stop the recent waves of Chinese nationals who are illegally entering Guam from the CNMI. So says a longtime local immigration lawyer who tells us that the Immigration and Customs Enforcement Agency does have the authority to detain them, especially if they enter illegally. It's tonight's top story, and it's with Nestor Lecanto.
Attorney Nelson Hsu, a partner in the Bauman, Hsu and Black law firm, says it's not a lack of legal authority that may be holding ICE back, but perhaps a lack of resources.
As an enforcement agency, they can certainly detain them, right? I mean, that's ICE, what ICE is doing. But do they have enough personnel to do that? That's a different issue. But they have the authority to detain them.
This viral video shows at least 3 Chinese nationals being picked up at an isolated road to Retidian in what appears to be a planned rendezvous.
I do not know whether there is actually orchestrated effort by local Chinese community to or somebody to bring them in as a part of human trafficking. But I think the fact that many Saipan Chinese, knowing that there's no enforcement in Guam, you can come and you can stay, nobody's get arrested, they keep their passports, then certainly it encourages more people to come.
He says it's likely they want to file for political asylum, even if they know they're not eligible. It will be years before their cases will be adjudicated, and 150 days after filing, they are eligible for a work authorization.
There are 2 ways of doing this. You can apply asylum to USCIS by filing an application, and you wait for the USCIS to adjudicate this case, which can take years. Or these people can go to ICE and say, you know, I submit myself to the authority, and please take my case. And then these people, if ICE accept them, they will be put into removal proceedings going through the immigration court system. So they lose the first chance, but they have the second.
He says it's probably in the government's best interest to encourage the foreigners to come forward. At least they'll know who and where they are and can even collect taxes.
By ignoring them, I think that creates a problem for the society in general.
For KUAM News, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
All right, Nestor, thanks so much. Moving on in our rundown, following the arrests of Manny Murciano Jr. and Robert Isaac Revels in connection to the death of Stevie George Alvarez Villanueva, a magistrate's complaint revealed several other individuals were present at the day of his death. As KUAM News did report, the Guam Fire Department responded to a report of a trash fire in Talampago off Route 10 on the 29th of January and came across the burnt human remains, which they first believed to be a mannequin, as parts from the body were missing. Witnesses alleged sometime in January that an argument broke out between Murciano Jr. and Villanueva about money at an apartment in Tamuning before a gunshot was fired at him. Detectives believe the motive for the homicide to be drug-related, as there was a suspected debt owed by the victim. After conducting a search of the apartment in Tamuning on July the 5th, they found multiple areas in the living room where large amounts of blood were cleaned. Court documents state that Revels assisted his roommate, Murciano Jr., in disposing of the body. He is being charged with hindering apprehension, while Murciano Jr. is being charged with murder with a special allegation of possession or use of a deadly weapon in the commission of a felony. Let's turn now to national matters, as the House Speaker, Nancy Pelosi, has left Taiwan, but the fallout from her visit is far from over. Nancy Cordes from CBS reports that the Biden administration does expect China to continue with more military drills within the region.
Speaker Pelosi left Taiwan this morning, but the Chinese have not let it go. Those who offend China will be punished, they warned, as they vowed to launch live-fire military exercises in the waters encircling Taiwan starting tonight.
We are prepared to manage what Beijing chooses to do.
Taiwan is a self-governing democracy and America's 9th largest trading partner. But Beijing considers the island Chinese territory and has long discouraged Taiwanese engagement with foreign governments.
They didn't say anything when the men came.
Pelosi mocked China's reaction in an appearance with Taiwan's president.
But there were certain insecurities on the part of the president of China as to his own political situation that he's rattling a saber. I don't know.
As she spoke, China sent more than 20 fighter jets into Taiwan's air defense zone, prompting Taiwan to scramble its own jets. China also suspended some imports of fruit and fish from Taiwan. In a letter, G7 leaders urged China to call off the economic coercion and aggressive military activity, saying it risks destabilizing the region. To drive the point home, the White House released this photo of President Biden, still in COVID isolation, discussing the issue with his national security team.
What is the consequence for China if it does continue this behavior?
We knew this was going to happen. We knew China was going to behave in this way. Again, it doesn't change our policy.
White House officials have been asked repeatedly whether they believe Speaker Pelosi's trip was worth the increased tensions. Wary of inflaming things further, all they will say is that she's the Speaker of the House and had every right to go. Nancy Cordes, CBS News, the White House.
Now, as I mentioned earlier, the House Speaker has departed Taiwan after a historic visit in which Nancy Pelosi called a show of solidarity. The Director General of the Taiwan Economic and Cultural Office on Guam, Paul Chen, views the trip as a win for all United States allies within the region.
The United States reiterate its commitment to the safety, stability, and prosperity in Indo-Pacific. On behalf of Taiwanese people and government, we are very happy to see that. Guam is in a very strategic, important location to not just to United States, but also to Indo-Pacific countries. So to Taiwan, Guam is very important. We understand that and we recognize that.
But Beijing responded by blasting the trip as irresponsible and highly irrational. It mobilized military exercises around Taiwan and imposed more major trade and economic sanctions involving Taiwanese companies.
This is a democratic world. We have to accept the difference. So I respect what they think, but I think they should respect what I think too. And I think most people in Guam welcome that too, because we are on the same side.
Director General Chen says the Pelosi visit also shows the U.S. will keep its commitment to the Taiwan Relations Act, which calls for supplying enough weapons for Taiwan's self-defense. Let's head over now to Orta Talampago, where the adjacent village's mayor, Jesse Gogui, says he's not surprised at all by the leak in the cap of the old Orta dump. He says they've known all along it was impractical to install a bottom liner, as he knew there was a chance of groundwater seepage because the area below was once a wetlands valley. Mayor Gogui says what did surprise was that the amount of leachate has grown from 200,000 gallons to more than 1 million a year.
That's shocking because I didn't see that kind of rainfall that would have warranted that kind of volume of leachate coming out of the dump. That was kind of shocking. So I'm hoping as they proceed forward that they'll keep my office and myself in the loop, because my residents are concerned. You know, my residents are concerned that at the possibility that that this might spill over into the Lone Feet River or even impact the aquifer.
During a status hearing in District Court Wednesday, the judge ordered local and federal officials to work on a mitigation plan with which to get to the bottom of the leak. Mayor Gogui is just hopeful that the residents in the area don't get dumped on once again.
I really haven't followed the technology on whether or not there's ways to mitigate that kind of groundwater absorption into a site like this. But I mean, technology has advanced leaps and bounds, since my days in the military when I was kind of doing this for a living. And so I'm just hoping that there's technology out there where we can find a way to actually, make sure that it is not permeating beyond the footprint of the dump.
It took many years and a federal court order to finally close the dump, which the U.S. EPA found to be in violation of the Clean Water Act. Separately, the Guam Attorney General's office is in settlement talks with the Navy over the cost for cleaning up. This follows a Supreme Court ruling that found that the Defense Department is partly responsible after building what was then a landfill after the war. Well, our island community, in other news, is expected to get a cut of some $6.6 billion in national opioid settlements to help address the opioid crisis. AG Levin Camacho is part of a bipartisan coalition of attorneys general announcing the settlements this week with former opioid maker Allergan and Teva Pharmaceuticals. The former is expected to pay up to $2.7 billion to participating states, territories, and local governments, including us. Teva itself is expected to shell out some $4.25 billion. Quote, in the coming weeks, writes the AG, we will be meeting with the Opioid Advisory Council to talk about how these funds will most effectively help those struggling with addiction. All right, everybody, we are going to take a break, but still to come on Prime Time, Coast Guard Day has been recognized with a proclamation signing, and we're going to get you up to speed on the latest with containing COVID in the Federated States of Micronesia. These stories and more when Prime Time continues. You're watching KUAM.
Get up-to-the-minute news, plus access to alerts, streaming radio, promotions, and more on your mobile device by downloading the KUAM News mobile app, available at the App Store now.
Our new McDonald's Spicy Chicken McNuggets are just the right amount of spicy. A small to medium Sprite kind of spicy. Let's get a McFlurry after this kind of spicy. But if you get the mighty hot sauce, it's a napkins up for foreheads now kind of spicy. This came from McDonald's kind of spicy? Because our Spicy Chicken McNuggets, breaded in tempura and made with cayenne, are just the right amount of spicy. Unless you remember what I said about the sauce. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
I wanna live and feel alive, chase my dreams in the sky, oh, in my pursuit of happiness. Oh, 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 in my pursuit of happiness.
At Bank of Hawaii, nothing means more to us than helping you pursue your happiness. Bank of Hawaii, live your happy.
Calvo Select Care's comprehensive medical provider network offers our members choice and access to quality facilities locally in Asia, Hawaii, and the continental United States. We provide our members several wellness programs and healthy options to improve their overall health status. Calvo Select Care, healthcare that's always there for you. Contact us today for more information.
Half a day. I'm Governor Lou Leon Guerrero, and I'm proud to report that we have opened a new relief center to help you as we continue to recover from the pandemic.
From healthcare to welfare, childcare, housing, and utilities, we have a wide variety of direct relief programs available to help you.
This central location provides direct access to most of our public assistance programs under one roof. Our friendly staff are ready to help you through the application process.
We are working to ensure you get the assistance you need to receive the relief available to you and your family.
This means more support to help you meet the cost of living and give you more money in your pocket.
We are improving how government is working. Our administration continues to invest in Guam's future, delivering relief and driving our recovery.
Visit the Government of Guam Relief Center at the 3rd floor of the Bank of Hawaii building in Hagåtña, Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. or call us at 671-475-2060.
Subscribe to our KUAM News Digest, our weekly email newsletter with all kinds of information straight to your inbox. Just subscribe and we'll make sure to keep you informed and entertained with news from the KUAM News team, what to watch on NBC and CBS, and the latest promotions from KUAM Communications. Go to KUAM.com, click on the newsletter tab at the top of the homepage, register, and you're all set. Brought to you by Uno Go, Guam on Demand.
Welcome back to Prime Time right here on YouTube, on KUM TV 8, and on Facebook Live. The first of an 8-day Spay-Neuter Island Pets Community Clinic, otherwise known as SNP, started today over at the Mongmong Totomaiti Mayor's office. Our Daniel Perez was there and has this report.
It's a program aimed at tackling the island's stray animal problem. The Department of Agriculture, along with members and volunteers from Guam Animals in Need, the Boonie Flight Project, and visiting veterinarians from Taiwan's National Chung Sing University, have started the first of the 8-day Spay and Neuter Island Pets Community Clinic, being held at the Mongmong Totomaiti's Mayor's office. Territorial veterinarian Dr. Mariana Turner gave the rundown on how the SNP program has been going so far.
We hit the ground running today. We had lots of people ready to check in their pets. The first thing this morning, 7:30, we ended up with 41 dogs and cats today for surgery.
Dr. Turner added they're looking to do 50 spay and neuter surgeries per day, and the ones leading the charge are the visiting veterinarians from Taiwan.
They're the ones doing all the surgeries right now. They've helped from the check-ins, doing pre-surgical exams, getting the IV catheters in. They're really in the mix and doing the majority of this work. I'm just here to kind of support everybody. Like I said, GAIN is also doing a lot of the work, and Boonie Flight Project has organized this. And so they've all taken the reins.
Dr. Turner added that GAIN in Jigo also has its own SNP clinic, and they're looking to expand more beyond that. For more info on spaying and neutering at GAIN, contact 671-653-4246.
Lots of opportunities to get your animals spayed and neutered. And then we're also about quarterly going to be going out to the different mayors' offices and doing some outreach out there too. So this isn't the only time that we're going to be out in the community. This is just the beginning.
The SNP clinic at the MTM Mayor's office will be there until August 15th. Those interested in having their furry friends spayed and neutered can fill out an interest form at snipclinicguam.com or contact the SNP program at snip@guamanimals.org for more info. Daniel Perez reporting for KUAM News.
In our next story, if you didn't know, today was and still is Coast Guard Day, and it's celebrated every year on August 4th since its founding in 1790. Now, we reached out to Coast Guard Forces Micronesia Sector Guam and Station Apra Harbor to present you, the viewers, the missions of how the Coast Guard and how their members save lives and protect the environment on land and on sea. Jonah Goncharfers has more in Touching Bases.
Coast Guard Day is recognized every August 4th. It's a day when the United States Coast Guard was founded and celebrates and honors the courageous work of its service members. Captain Nick Simmons is a commander for the United States Coast Guard Forces Micronesia, Sector Guam.
There's 5 main hats that we talk about wearing in the Coast Guard as a sector commander. It includes search and rescue, captain of the port, so managing the port of Apra Harbor, officer in charge of marine inspections, so vessel inspections, things like that, marine environmental response, really kind of the main primary missions of the Coast Guard.
There are 11 missions of the Coast Guard, and 10 are done on Guam. The area of responsibility for the United States Coast Guard on Guam is nearly 1.9 million square miles, which includes the waters off of Guam, the CNMI, and the FSM. It is the responsibility of the United States Coast Guard fast response cutters to provide search and rescue, fisheries enforcement, drug interdiction, and waterways safety and security in these areas. Lieutenant Freddie Hofschneider is a commanding officer of the Oliver Henry, one of 3 fast response cutters here on Guam.
I think having these platforms here now, we're really extending our capabilities across not only Guam and the CNMI and FSM and Palau, but we're reaching further out in Oceania to really strengthen our partnership with a lot of those nations that are out here, partner island nations. But also making sure that we're able to respond to anything that's happening out there, including search and rescue cases that happen all throughout Micronesia.
The Coast Guard has a reserve component, local members who also take part in maritime safety, security, national defense, and the protection of natural resources. These members are semper paratus, or always ready, when called to deploy to other regions in response to natural disasters, humanitarian aid, or terrorism. Captain Josie Heron is a senior reserve officer for District 14 of the Coast Guard.
It is really amazing, and I am so impressed, first with Guam and also just with the Coast Guard family that's here. 100% of our reservists are local members from Guam, and they bring the community in as well as share it with the rest of the Coast Guard members here. It really, truly is incredible.
The Coast Guard Reserve Force is not only a great career path, but it's an opportunity to give back and serve our country. Senior Chief Kevin Riley.
The Coast Guard Reserve Force here on Guam is truly diverse. We're comprised of local men and women, many who also serve in public and private sector professions such as firefighting, law enforcement, public utilities, and communications. Our job here is to augment our active duty counterparts while also maintaining readiness to deploy to Coast Guard missions around the world.
Viva Coast Guard Day, Guam!
Reporting for KUAM News, I'm Jonah Goncharfis.
And happy Coast Guard Day, of course, to the men and women who so nobly serve us as members of the Coast Guard. Now, on that note, over at Adelup today, a proclamation signing was held to celebrate and recognize the 232nd anniversary of the U.S. Coast Guard. In addition to the signing, a resolution presentation was also given to the Coast Guard for all their hard work and dedication to the island. Recruiter and Chief Petty Officer Darren Perez shared what the military branch means to him.
Thank you. Viva Coast Guard. It's very prideful, especially being back home, right? Being able to serve not just our country but our island, and recruiting, giving the same opportunities to, our locals. It honestly means a lot. That's the whole reason why I took up recruiting in the first place, to be able to come back home and share and provide the same opportunities that I had with the Coast Guard.
The event ended with local leaders commending the Coast Guard members for their selfless contributions and service throughout the island. Once again, well done to our friends that serve. Well, over in the NMI, lawmakers, as part of the Saipan and Northern Islands legislative delegation, met with public utility officials to once again press them on the hike in the cost of power hurting everyone's pockets. Tomas Manglonia has this story.
CNMI lawmakers continue to pepper public utility officials with questions about the rising cost of power. At the center of their most recent inquiry is a fuel adjustment charge, or FAC, previously known as the LEAC. It's adjusted based on several factors, including the price of oil, transportation costs, local taxes, customer debt, and volatility of the market. One lawmaker describes some of those variables as hidden fees.
There should be nothing automatic about passing on fuel expenses or any other expense to utility ratepayers without commission oversight and regulation. Do you agree that the FAC charges to customers on a monthly basis is fair, considering that there has not been a rate review by CPUC?
The methodology we're currently using is a methodology provided to us by the CPUC and required and mandating us to follow it accordingly.
On the 1st of this month, the FAC rate fell from 43 cents to 37 cents per kilowatt hour. Lawmakers continue to press for specific FAC-related charges to be made public so that ratepayers know exactly what they're paying for. But one metric for the pricing basis that adjustments are made by, the mean of Platts Singapore, is apparently proprietary.
CUC wants to get the information. CUC asked to get the information. But that answer was just as surprising to me as it is to you. Mm-hmm. So again, it is what was provided to us. We will provide something like this so very quickly.
It's yet to be seen if another FAC reduction will meet people's meters in the coming months. Tomas Manglonia for KUAM News.
Also on the regional front, the Federated States of Micronesia continues its battle against the first local wave of COVID cases. They've now reported 270 new cases over the last day with a death count of 11. They've recorded just short of 6,300 cases since January 2021. FSM borders remain open for international travel, and for the time being, Chuuk and Yap will impose a quarantine for travelers while they remain COVID-free. The FSM does report that 75% of people 5 years and over are fully vaccinated, with 56% of 45-year-olds and older having a booster shot. Both Guam and the CNMI, as you know, are aiding in their fight against the virus. Guam has sent medication, and the CNMI has sent thousands of test kits in recent weeks. Time for another break, but please stay tuned. Dave Delgado is coming right back with your Night in Local Sports.
4 years ago, we pledged to make healthcare more accessible, raise nurses' pay, and invest in our healthcare system. We have kept that pledge.
We increased income limits so that more families qualify for Medicaid, and we've made important advancements in telemedicine.
Our community health centers responded to COVID-19 while continuing to provide critical services.
The dedicated teams at our local and private hospitals provided quality, compassionate health care, even in the toughest situations, all while maintaining the highest standards.
Our healthcare partners, like our clinics, have also stepped up to answer the challenges, and we cannot thank them enough.
But if we are to provide the best in health services, we must build a new hospital.
Let's continue to move forward. We are all in this together, and we humbly ask for your vote. This is Governor Lou Leon Guerrero, and I approve this message.
Half a day.
Hi.
That will be $20, please.
I forgot my Mobile Smiles Driver's Rewards card.
No worries. You can now use your registered mobile number to earn points.
Can I use my mobile number to redeem rewards?
Sure. Just show us your photo ID or driver's license.
That's easy.
KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
Boys basketball from the KFC Summer League over at the Guam Sports Complex in Harmon. Yellow Jackets Black picked up the win over Fire Chicken in the U18 division. Turning over to some soccer news, the Bank of Guam Strikers collected 3 wins in 3 weeks midway through the 2022 season of the Bud Light Women's Soccer League Premier Division with the 2-0 win over the Metro Pacific Islanders FC at the Guam Football Association National Training Center. Kaya Malakuti scored both goals for the Strikers in the win. In the Premier Division's other match, Guam Shipyard settled for its second draw in as many weeks with a 3-3 contest against Quality Distributors FC. In the lone amateur division match played, the GPSI Southern Cobras defeated Napa Rovers FC 4-0. Make sure to come out and support our Special Olympic Guam athletes as they take to the field for their softball jamboree championship game this Saturday at the Guam Sports Complex Fields in Harmon. Opening ceremony will take place at 8:45 in the morning, with the championship and consolation game beginning at 9:30. The medaling of athletes will take place at 10:45.
KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
I want my streaming. I want my TV. Ooh! Streaming TV. Switch between live TV and your favorite streaming apps with DTV Plus from Docomo Pacific. Watch your shows in multiple devices all at the same time, all from your home Wi-Fi. No cable lines, no hassle, more savings for only $35 a month with your link bundle. DTV Plus, your cable TV on Wi-Fi. Ooh, streaming TV.
Santa Fe family.
My classic and spicy popcorn chicken with 100% all-white meat chicken and good sauce.
Pop it like it's hot. Pop it like it's hot. Pop it like it's hot.
Pop my classic and spicy 50-50 popcorn chicken combo. Order on the Jack app today.
Honey, do you want some milk?
Do you ever wonder how your favorite products make their way into your local stores?
Most arrive on state-of-the-art Matson vessels that transport containers of food, household items, equipment, and supplies into the islands every week. Because we know that you depend on us, we work closely with our partners to ensure that our shipments arrive on time, all the time, so you can find your favorite products when you need them. We transport the region's most precious cargo that supports successful businesses and promotes a better quality of life for our families. Matson is proud to have been the hometown shipping carrier for Guam, the CNMI, and Micronesia for the past 25 years, and you can count on us to be here for generations to come.
All right, everybody, it's been a while since I've done this show, but I didn't forget how to do birthday shout-outs. Here are tonight's special celebrants. August 4th, happy birthday wishes to Camille Guzman, who blows out the candles today. Also, blowing out the candles for the 20th time, and Jasmine Alcantara. We are very proud of the young lady you are growing into, says your shout-out. Jasmine, have a happy birthday, and always know that we love you. Maricel Tenorio Pinzan, happy blessed birthday, Sella, and may God bless you always. Please enjoy your special day from your brother, sister-in-law, and the rest of your family. Great job. Susan Guerrero, we are celebrating a beautiful soul with plenty of smiles, hugs, and love for her family. Happy birthday, Susan. We love you, says your adoring family. And happy belated birthday wish on this Thursday going out to Joey Certeza, who was born on August the 2nd. Joey celebrates birthday number 34 this year, so from all of his families, which include all of us at KUAM and Cold Stone Creamery, Joey, we celebrate you. Happy 34. And if you too would like to celebrate someone who has a birthday coming up, all you got to do is go to KUAM.com, go all the way at the tippy top, and then click on birthdays, and they will be in. It is that easy. Everybody, thank you so much for watching. Please stay safe, and we will see you tomorrow night.